All right, my loves, let's get into it. So I'm looking forward to this. I was like finalizing my notes this morning and feeling really good about it. So today I want to talk about one of my favorite patterns to talk about because it was like so me before, and like sometimes like catch myself going back here for a second and then like wait, no, and have to like bring myself back to like what I know now. But once you see this, hi Katie. Once you see this pattern, like you will notice it everywhere. And it's this phrase, but it has like a million different versions it could be, okay? And it is I will start on Monday. Okay? Obviously, most of the time people like sometimes literally mean Monday, but most of the time they don't. Hi Heidi. Um because it's like I'll start Monday or I'll start on the 1st. I'll start, when this happens, when this happens. But when that thing comes, the time that you said you were going to start. So let's say it is Monday, right? Now it is Monday. And then Monday gets busy. Oh, I'll just do next Monday. And then that next Monday comes and you get busy and life is happening. And then you know what? The first of the month is on Sunday. I'll start then. Or I'll start after vacation. I'll start after the holidays. I'll start after the kids go back to school. I'll start after things calm down a little bit. And at some point, I started realizing we're not actually waiting for Monday. We're not waiting for the first of the month. We're not actually waiting for the kids to go back to school or for things to calm down. I think that underneath that layer, because this is a pattern that, right, like I said, I saw in myself, and then I would see in like the DMs that I'm responding to with the girls that are in the collective and my clients and my Instagram messages, right? We're waiting for something that Monday represents. We're waiting for something that the kids going back to school and things getting calmer represents. And I think that's a super important distinction, right? Because if it were actually about Monday, then Monday would solve the problem. If it were actually about waiting for things to just be a little bit less chaotic, the kids to go back to school, the holidays to be over, then that happening would solve the problem, but it doesn't. It never ever does, right? The date changes, that time that you've been waiting for comes and goes, and the pattern stays exactly the same. So I started paying attention to what that Monday feeling gives us, right? Why is it Monday? Why is it the first of the month? Why is it when things settle down? Why is it when the kids go back to school? Why isn't it like a random Thursday? Why is it not today? Why is it not 12:04 p.m.? Why is it not just like let me collect myself, eat lunch, and then we're going to get things together right after that? Why not right now? Right? Monday gives us something emotionally that like a random Tuesday afternoon doesn't give us. It feels clean, it feels organized, it feels official, it feels like a reset button. It feels like this attempt has a better chance of working because it's a reset, it's a new start, and our brains love that feeling. It's a perceived reset, and there's literally nothing different about the first of the month, the first of the year, Monday, tomorrow morning, right, than we could have right now. So let's say it's Wednesday, okay, and you've already skipped 2 workouts this week. You've eaten completely differently than you planned. Your routine has totally fallen apart, and somebody says like, why don't you just start again right now, or why don't you just start again today? And most people immediately have a reason they don't want to, and you can feel the list like forming in your head of just like everything that's going on. You're not ready, you haven't gone to the grocery store, you blah blah blah, right? It's not because Wednesday is like objectively a bad day. It's just because it feels messy already. Starting today means acknowledging the mess and like moving anyway, right? Starting on Monday, when it's Sunday night, starting Monday feels like erasing the mess, right? Does it make sense? Those are two very different experiences, and one of them just feels so much more desirable to us, right? And I see this all the time. It's not just with health, it's like with business goals and money and decluttering the house and even like relationships, right? People tell themselves once things settle down, once this season is over, once I have a little more time, if I can just finish this thing that I'm going through, then that'll free up my time like magically. And it doesn't, it never does, right? And sometimes those things are real, right? Like I'll give you an example. When I was finishing up my master's certification program, it was really grueling. Like it was much more work and time than I expected. It was much more than any of the other programs I had done. I was very overwhelmed, and I was also in a really big, crazy season of my business. And so there were things where I was like, you know what, like for my mental health, I'm not going to take that on or start that until I finish this master's program. Like those things are real. It makes sense. Things happen, whatever. But a lot of the time, I think we're accidentally kind of like choosing to wait for life to feel emotionally easier before we begin something that would make it feel easier. Right. So it's not just like, no, there's something very real going on. Like, I need to wait and finish till done planning my wedding, or I'm finishing this program, or, this thing, we get this person that we hired to start, and that takes something off my load. Right. Of course. But when it's like repeatedly all the time to start anything, to basically just start living the life that you want to live and being the kind of person you want to be. And it's over and over and over again, right? That's where we need to look at it. And then here is where the subconscious comes into play. Your conscious mind says, I want to change. It makes the plan, it picks the Monday start date, it gets excited, right? But your subconscious is asking a totally different question. It is never asking, is Monday a good day to start? Is this going to help us? It is asking, this thing that she's planning, this thing that she's looking at, does this feel safe? Does this feel familiar? Do I believe this attempt is going to work? What has happened all the other times she's done this? Totally different questions, right? Coming at it from a totally different angle. And so I personally think that that's why Mondays and when the chaos calms down, after this is down, blah, 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 keeps disappointing people, because Monday changes the calendar and nothing else. It does not change your programming, which is running the show. So this is why I get so like annoyed when, like, I love a good planner, okay? I use Google Calendar, and then I usually have some kind of like planner or like a journal where I'm like writing out the plan and details, and like I kind of need to have a little bit of both for my brain and my life. But I do it bothers me when people that, like, make and distribute planners sell them like they are going to change your wiring. They're not. It's a tool, but it's only going to work if your programming is set to be the kind of person that uses it the way it's designed to be used, right? And same with like the self-help world, and people that teach like habits and habit stacking and behavior change, and totally disregard the subconscious mind, or mention it but don't actually show you like how much it matters and how to reprogram it. um, Mondays, like I said, Mondays change the calendar. It doesn't change your programming. You can have the perfect planner, the perfect groceries, the perfect routine, the perfect start date, and still run the exact same subconscious patterns that you've been running for years. One of the things I say all the time is the conscious mind makes plans and promises, but the subconscious mind keeps patterns. Monday is a conscious decision. Patterns don't care what day it is. It doesn't care that this is going to up level you and help you and change your life, right? Patterns just keep on running until something actually interrupts them, and then a new pattern is wired in enough to override the old ones. Leanne, this explains procrastination too. Totally. It totally does. So, I think that one of the most underrated skills we can build is knowing how to return to the plan after we fall off track, and not restart, not keep restarting. Return. The return instead of the fall off and start over cycle, right? Return. Those are totally different things. Restarting is like, I'm pretending that last week didn't happen. I don't assign my name to that week. I don't like how it turned out. I don't like what I did. I don't like the choices. I don't like how it ended up, right? Returning is more like, yeah, that wasn't the week I wanted. I'm going to keep going anyway. I'm not going to fall for the fresh start, the psych of the fresh start, right? It's fake. It's a facade. That's a very different identity of the person that is like, "Oh, that sucked. I'm going to keep going anyway." Versus the person that's constantly like, "Well, I didn't eat the way I wanted to today, so there's no point in me working out. I might as well just like go get whatever I want for dinner tonight and just binge doom scroll and binge eat, and like whatever. I'll start over tomorrow." Very different identities, right? One of them is making slow, steady, messy, imperfect, amazing progress. The other person is in that start stop cycle, that circle that I've told you about the last few times we've gone live, right? Over and over and over again. And I honestly think that that's what I want you to notice this week. Okay. I'm always going to do these lives and give you something to kind of hold on to, something to pay attention to begin making these shifts for yourself. Okay. I want you to notice not whether you start over on Monday or today if you're watching this live, right? I want you to notice every single time you feel your brain starting to tell you, not today. We'll just start tomorrow. We'll pick it back up tomorrow, next week, after this thing, right? And you don't need to like feel bad about it or judge yourself, right? Never. We never want to get into the energy of shame or self judgment or like self criticism, right? But just getting curious, right? Remember, in meditation, they teach you to be the gentle observer. You're the gentle observer of your thoughts, you're the gentle observer of your feelings and emotions. You're not assigning meaning to them. You're not what you feel. You're not what you think. You're not even what you do. You're just observing. Okay. Get curious and be the gentle observer and ask yourself, what am I hoping that fresh start is going to give me that I can't just give myself right now? Because it's not actually a fresh start. It's not. The day on the calendar, the situation that's been busy in your life fading away and getting back to your normal life isn't going to give you a fresh start. You give yourself a fresh start. It's just like in relationships. The healthiest relationships happen when you are making yourself like 95% happy. And anything that comes from anyone else is going to lead to that 100% plus. It's going to lead to overflow, right? We don't want to look to other people to make us happy and to fulfill us. We need to fulfill ourselves and create joy for ourselves, figure out what we like, what makes us happy, and provide that care and love and attention for ourselves. And then yes, we have standards of how other people treat us, but we're not dependent on a man or another person to give us that fulfillment and happiness, right? Anything that comes from someone else is just overflow. Same thing here. You need to give yourself the fresh start that you're craving. You need to give yourself that feeling. There is nothing about Monday or January 1st or the first of the month or when the kids go back to school. Like it feels good, right? You get kind of like my two of my kids went back to school today. So it was like, oh, good. Like it feels like a fresh start. It feels like structure. Like it makes things easier. But I'm not starting something over again that I've started over a million times today. I've just been keeping going. And yeah, sure, there's things that I'm like, okay, we were just driving yesterday, Sean and I and the kids, and I was like just initiating a conversation. We were just talking about like what is the next level up for us, and we were each going through and like talking about it. Well, some of us, my teenage boy was like, "Oh no." Of course. But Sean and I were talking about it. And I was like, yeah, I have a list. Like I just finished, I just lost 95 pounds. That was a really, really big thing for me. So now that I'm there, I'm like, okay, my next level isn't going to come from losing more weight. It's going to come from building muscle and toning. Like that's going to be what gives me more shape and definition. Like I've never really done that before. This is new for me. I'm researching. Like I know I'm going to be focusing on that. Right. So like I know what's next. It's not that I need to be perfect and do everything all the time, but I am not looking for the kids to go back to school to fix my entire life. I'm not looking for Monday to fix my whole life. The time on the calendar and what's going on the external is almost nothing to do with it. I give myself a fresh start if I need one. You can give yourself a fresh start right freaking now. Something like silly that I started doing after I read a book by Dr. Emoto on the hidden powers of water. And then like something that I started doing for myself as years ago when I was starting to like break the pattern of starting over on Monday was I would get a glass of water and I'd be like, I need a fresh start. Like, I need to just hit reset. I snapped at my kids. I feel shitty today. I have not been eating the way I know I need to eat. I have not been taking care of myself. I'm disappointed. I'm not waiting for Monday. Monday can get fucked. Okay. I'm in charge of me. So I would literally go in my water and say, like, this is my fresh start sip. This is going to infuse me with fresh start energy. I can choose to feel like it's Monday morning, January 1st, waking up at 6 a.m., feeling so good and together, even though none of that is happening. I choose that that's the energy this is going to give me. And so it is. And then take a sip. You get to create that. You're in charge. You're the creator of your emotions. You get to choose your energy. You are in charge. Stop giving your power away to Monday and to the first of the year and to after the holidays, after the family stops visiting, after the kids go back, whatever. right? You're walking through your life like you're not that bitch, like you're not in charge. And I don't mean that in like a cheesy motivational moment, like actually, like you are so walking out of your power. You create the vibe, you create the restart. You get to choose that for yourself. And you don't have to feel it. If you're just not feeling it and things are hard, like that's fine. You don't need to feel it. Monday isn't giving you anything but a feeling. So if that feeling just isn't coming right now, that's okay. That's okay. You can try to create it like I just my stupid water example thing that I do. I do that all the time. But sometimes it's just not there and you got to decide what kind of person do you want to be? I want to be the kind of person that even if I'm not feeling it, even if my mood isn't there, even if the energy is low, I still do the basic things that I know I need to do to live the life I want to live because I'm worthy of that even when I'm in a shit mood, even when things are really hard, even when I just don't feel like it. I don't chase feelings anymore. I'm too self-respectful for that. If you chase feelings, you lead you're again, you're giving up your power to your mood, right? Sometimes we give up our power to parts of ourselves, weak parts of ourselves, right? And after you make that decision, the universe follows 100%. So I want to ask you to look at this today. Where are you giving up your power? Where are you walking through life like waiting for something to give you a fresh start feeling? Where are you letting feelings lead instead of being the CEO of yourself, choosing your energy, knowing that feelings are fleeting and they ain't shit. Like those don't decide things for you because you're too self-respectful for that, right? What am I hoping Monday or whatever it is for you is going to give me that today can't? What am I hoping it's gonna give me? And spoiler alert, it's always gonna be a feeling. You want the fresh start feeling. Create it. Come up with a silly little way or borrow my water one to create it or recognize it's just not gonna happen today. I have no fucks left to give. I'm just not in the mood. It's not it today. Um, and you know what? So I'm just gonna do a 10-minute version of whatever it was that I said I was gonna do. I'm just gonna do a small version. I'm gonna follow through for myself and show myself self-respect even when I feel like shit. And yeah, we can come back tomorrow and if we're in a different mood. But for now, I'm just gonna return. I wanna be the woman who returns to the plan, returns to herself, returns to her power. Instead of giving up my power to external circumstances, the mood of everyone around me, my own freaking mood, my own emotions, fleeting motivation, Monday, the first of the year, whatever. Like I am no longer available for putting off my life, my goals, my desires for when I feel like pursuing them. I'm just no longer available for that. Become unavailable for that. It is a decision. It is an energetic decision. Become unavailable for your own bullshit and watch things turn around fast. And then again, practically, what does that look like? Returning to the plan. Everything you want is on the other side of boring as fuck consistency. And coming back, return. That's the key, right? I keep saying it. That's the key. Again and again and again, no matter how you're feeling, and not forcing yourself or harming yourself or not taking care of yourself, not resting when you need to rest. You know the difference. You can feel it. Not letting fleeting moods be in the driver's seat anymore. Become unavailable for the way you've been that's not getting where you want to go. Become unavailable for your own bullshit. Lead yourself. Self leadership is the highest form of self respect. Sometimes self leadership is calling it a day and taking a damn nap. Okay. I had a day last week that it was just really a long, hard day. Like I just felt like I was getting kicked. And my Slack was going off. There was tons of problems in the business. The house was crazy. The kids needed stuff. Everybody was fighting. Everyone's done with the heat and being they're sick of each other. We desperately needed structure. We've desperately needed to go back to school. It was just a really, really hard week. And that particular day was just like nothing was even wrong. It was just off, right? At the end of the day, self leadership for me, I knew I could feel it. You got to get good at feeling it and trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, not your feelings, right? The end of that day, the win, self leadership and self respect was not pushing through and doing my workout that I hadn't gotten in and making the dinner I had planned. It truly wasn't. It was ordering Taco Bell for everybody, going up in my room, turning on a movie and having a glass of wine and breathing. I literally just took deep breaths and like regulated my nervous system. And that was the best thing I can do. And you know what happened? Had a great evening, took a shower, went to bed early, woke up like a new person. Motivation came back for a bit. We don't rely on her, but we love when she shows up for us. And I felt like I had a restart. I created that reset. It was like Thursday. So, do you see what I'm saying? Where can you apply this? Where can you become? Make the energetic decision that you are so done. You are no longer available for your own bullshit. You are no longer available for giving up your power to the next coming fresh start. You are the fresh start. You are the fresh start. You're an energetic baddie. You are a goddess. Make the fucking start you need. Period. So, where have you been giving up your power? What are you hoping the next fresh start will give you? And just give it to yourself right now. That's what the theme is. That's what we're focusing on today and this week. So sit with that and think about it and feel free like post in the there's a place in this free space that they can chat, right? Steph, or am I misthinking? But yeah, if there is, post, share, like let us talk to you, let us support you. Send me a DM. Like where how can this be supportive for you? Okay. And then, reminder for anyone that is not in the collective, if you are in the collective, you do not need this at all. You have more deep dives than you could ever need. But if you're not in Becoming Her Collective, come to tomorrow's class. On Tuesday, I am. So it's tomorrow if you're watching this live. If you're listening to this on the podcast or a replay, it's Tuesday. Okay. Tuesday, I am hosting a class. It's called Stop Starting Over 5 Steps to Becoming the Woman Who Follows Through. And it is a deep, deep dive into the subconscious reprogramming, what your subconscious needs to become a consistent woman. What does your brain actually need to rewire to just become that person? So that just like you're automatically doing things that are probably not super supportive of your goals, you will now automatically do things that are supportive. You got programmed to do the things you do to be the way you are. Now let's program you to be the way you want to be. You can use your mind got programmed, right? We can do the same way, but for different things. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. AllieCasasa.com/stop starting over. No caps, no spaces, no dashes, just stop starting over. Sign up. It is free. It is live. I will be there and I will coach you and I will support you and I will teach you this. Retraining my subconscious by doing the 2-minute versions of things has been adding up more than I expected. Rather than waiting for motivation or feeling like doing things in a huge energy type of way, excited for things to keep adding up. Yes, Laura, that is it. I'm screenshotting that. That is exactly it. It does. It adds up. And Laura, like, it's so funny too, because if you think about it, the shitty stuff has always added up. You're like, oh, it's just one meal. Oh, it's just one missed routine. Oh, it's just one day I didn't, journal or whatever it is you're trying to do, right? It's just one day. It's just one. It's just 5 minutes. It's only going to be a 10-minute workout. So I'm not even going to do anything. Just skip it. And all those little things added up. But when you flip it and you're like, it's only 10 minutes, I'm not even going to break a sweat. It's not even really a workout, but I'm going to do it anyway. It adds up. The 10 minutes add up. The 2 minutes adds up. You're so right. Kita recently got a difficult diagnosis and my life has to pause. Like I don't have a choice. And it's already teaching me how much I break my promises to myself with the things I need for other people's wants or even preferences. Mad about it that I couldn't see how much I do it and thought I'd worked on it. Another layer of the people pleasing onion. 100% Kita. And if I may make a suggestion, I know you are familiar with EFT and I believe you've said in the past that you do like it. EFT on that. Like just 5 minutes in the morning, EFT on just undoing that wiring to please other people at the detriment of your own self and wiring in self respect and self leadership, right? This was good. This felt good. I love you guys. I love showing up with you. I love spending time with you. I love teaching you. You can Steph confirmed, you can comment on this post for when we post the replay here in the free circle space. If you guys are not, obviously, if you're watching this, you are, but if you're listening to this as a replay, if you are not a part of the free space, it is called the Rewiring Portal. It's the same platform that the membership is hosted on, but it's a free space. I'm live here on Mondays. You can post, you can comment, you can get accountability. Like, use the free stuff that I provide for you all. It's intentional and it's supposed to be super supportive and helpful. Okay. All right, my loves. I will see you at tomorrow's class. If you're not part of the collective, come and learn and let me support you. And otherwise, if you have any questions, you can always send me a message, send me a DM, let me support you there. And yeah. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. Or if you're in the collective, I will see you there. I love you guys. Have a good rest of your day. Bye, babes.